Hey guys, Blizzard recently announced some Moonkin changes for 10.2, so I went over the changes quickly on stream and I gave my general thoughts on it and about Moonkin in general moving forward into the next patch. And as per usual, I also will be doing a guide for 10.2 Moonkin, so make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet and enjoy the video. There were Moonkin changes announced. Alright, let's take a look then. We've been reading your feedback and agree that it's important for balanced druids in PvP to have the option to reduce the last alignment's cooldown by 2 minutes, to coordinate burst phases with the rest of their team. And why is this important for PvP and not PvE? Orbital Strike worked very well in that regard and also made Celestial Alignment a very prominent visual. So we're going to change it back to its previous design and position in talent tree. So I guess Orbital Strike was nice while it lasted, and now it's back to never playing Orbital Strike ever for PvE players. I personally was a little bit confused about this decision by Blizzard because they're explaining it here. So one goal we had behind changing Orbital Strike's design was to give balanced more and different options to do damage quickly at the start of dungeon packs or when ads appear in a raid fight. To pursue that goal in a different way, we're tweaking balanced mastery. Okay, so anyway, so their idea was to give the Orbital Strike to be better for PvE, right? But then apparently it sucks for PvP, so they just revert it. Now they're changing the mastery, which is a really good change, by the way. Like, it's a very good mastery change. It makes it better, but it still doesn't make it that good, I guess, right? But I'm gonna take it because the mastery change is good. So anyway, they're changing the mastery. Astral Invocation increases damage you deal to targets with Sunfire and Moonfire on them with double the bonus through your astral spells. They worded this a bit weirdly, but whatever. We like how it prioritizes applying and maintaining your dots. We want it to be important to keep Sunfire and Moonfire rolling. However, we're not happy with how much damage you lose when it's not practical to put your dots up, such as against enemies that die quickly. In 10.2, we're changing Astral Invocation to give 2/3 of its value at all times, and the remaining third when you have Moonfire and Sunfire on targets, like it currently works. The maximum power level is the same, but this means that when you start casting Starfall on raid boss ads, you'll have most of the benefit of Astral Invocation right away. In dungeons, you may enter Eclipse, so you can start casting Starfall before you finish applying Moonfires. The goal is greater flexibility while keeping dots important. So they basically make it less important to put dots up, which is great. Because the mastery really was a struggle. Like, our damage without dots was just non-existent. And then they fixed a bug that didn't exist. They said we found a couple of bugs where Astral Invocation wasn't increasing the damage of a few abilities like Orbital Strike and Power of Golden, which was not true. Astral Invocation did actually affect Orbital Strike and Power of Golden, which is funny because they said we fixed that and in some cases reduced their base damage. But anyway, they then corrected it. Upon review, the only ability not currently affected by Astral Invocation is their PvP talent Starburst. There are no changes to Orbital Strike's Power of Golden's tuning in the next build. Apologies for the error. I don't know how this error happened, but whatever. The only thing... Wait, yeah, the only thing that is actually bugged with Astral Invocation is Astral Smolder. And I don't think they're gonna fix that. Because they are not mentioning it here, right? They're saying that the only thing bugged is Starburst, when Astral Smolder is in fact bugged. But well, they still just never fix that. Then, finally, we swapped the position of Ethereal Kindling and Lunar Shrapnel in Talent Tree. The thinking is that increased damage is always useful, which I don't see why this is correct. But there may be cases you don't need extended dot durations. So this is a change I very much do not like. And I really also do not understand their logic here at all. Because the thing is, in Mythic Plus, you always play Ethereal Kindling and Shrapnel, right? Both of these talents are always taken in Plus. So the fact that they switch them does absolutely nothing for Mythic Plus. It changes nothing. But for raiding, they work quite a few times where you play Kindling, but you don't play Lunar Shrapnel, right? Because Kindling can be nice in some situations, but not for the whole boss fight. Let's say, for example, Amalgamation. On Amalgamation, I want to play Ethereal Kindling to extend my dots on the 2 mobs in phase 1, but I don't want to play Lunar Shrapnel because I'm not gonna be standing in the middle and starfalling, and in phase 2, I'm not gonna starfall at all, right? So on Amalgamation, I want to play Kindling and not Shrapnel. So this change is nerfing that. Like, I just don't understand this change. Because why would I ever pick up Shrapnel and not Kindling? Like, I don't see where that situation would ever occur. I guess the only thing I can think of is maybe a situation where there's one mob that has a lot of HP and a lot of tiny mobs that die fast. Then I'm not the one that is killing them mainly, right? Like, I don't know, I just don't understand this change. It's very weird to me. Yeah, so they're basically switching these 2 talents, right? These 2. And I just don't think that makes sense. I don't know. Because people were taking Starfall without Kindling for Sark and Echo ads. Yeah, but if you take Starfall without Kindling, then you also don't want Shrapnel, right? I mean, I don't know. It seems a bit weird. I mean, it's easier to take Shrapnel up here because it changes the situation, right? Like, because here you just have 3 points, right? Because some of these talents are not that important. So I guess you could take Shrapnel for free, basically. And then you just skip Kindling. I mean, I guess it's not the end of the world. Because, yeah, maybe sometimes taking Shrapnel without Kindling is good. But so is Kindling without Shrapnel, too. Like, I think it's give or take the same. Like, there's niche situations where I want Shrapnel but not Kindling. But there's also niche situations where I want Kindling and not Shrapnel, right? Like, there's niche situations that exist for both situations. Therefore, I don't really know why they would change it up. Because it's like a net neutral change, basically, depending on the fight. So it's just weird. It's kind of weird. Increase cleave damage but force you to dot more in AoE situations. But no, it doesn't force you to dot more. Because if I have to dot more, I will literally take Kindling, right? I will not just take Shrapnel then. I will also take Kindling. I don't know, it's just... I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, so the mastery change is really good. Everything else is kind of unfortunate, but the mastery change is good. I like that a lot.